It's on. It's happening.
Testing.
I'm
I think you should
stressed.
lower it a little bit. Don't be stressed. It's just
What?
like literally just like straight down.
You can see Cleo better?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Oh, Flirt Wings found us. Hi, Flirt Wings.
Oh, exciting.
You're our one viewer. We don't
This
have...
feels weird. I hate it here.
Oh, there's already people talking.
Oh, you gotta get on that. We're so sorry. We've never done this before. Well,
I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry.
I'm stressed. Pressed. Look at Cleo. Oh, you can't see her. Look at that little baby. You think she was that small? Because she's tiny. I think her username really gives her an incorrect assumption that she's bigger, but she's a small child. Abby's over here.
I would use the... Oh, okay.
What?
I would use the Twitch one.
There she is.
That could just be the Abby camera.
Yeah, we could do that in the future. Once we kind of figure out how this whole thing works.
First time chat, daddy.
Okay, well now you have to do your job.
It's Posh, Kyle, Molly, and Rudy.
Oh, hi guys! I love them. They're really nice. I don't know if I talk about them much. I talk about this stuff all the time to the point that he's like, it's kind of a blur.
Yeah.
There's too many for him to keep up with.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you guys. Thanks for being separate. That's so funny. Cleo says hi. How's Molly? Is he doing anything fun?
Show Abby. Show Abby on Twitch.
Oh,
They want to know where's Abby.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's so delayed though.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, I don't know if this is pointing in the right direction. I'm sorry. We'll get to... This is a horrible camera. We should feel bad. We should feel really badly about this. Okay.
How does the chat work on Instagram?
What? You gotta... Give me my phone. We're getting a few technical difficulties, but we're getting it together.
It's right there. Wait,
Yeah, I know, but I'm Instagram. Please hold. Oh, cute.
We're also live on Instagram, and I think there's a good amount of people there.
And Twitch, both. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Okay, here we go. You can request to be in the live. Lauren, shut up. Birch, hello. Cleo, she loves your sweater. Well, Andy, yeah. This is so hard. This is so much harder than I thought. Your phone is awful.
Yeah, it's very old.
Okay, which direction do you scroll on this thing? Cleo Snooze is all that matters right now. Amen. Okay, I think that's all we have. Or no? I don't know. Lauren, please. We're doing the best that we can. Okay. Alright, here's the deal. So we asked for questions, and we got questions. So we're going to talk through those first. My phone is sideways, so I can't read the chat very well because I'm dumb and I don't know what I'm doing. So, questions first, and then we'll look at chat again. Good?
Yeah, that works for me.
Sick. Okay. Where are you? Okay. We'll start at the bottom. Let's see. Should I do them in order?
It's okay.
First question. Does Cleo like being an Instagram famous doggo?
I don't think she has any idea.
She does not know. No. One time, so when Cleo's account first started taking off on TikTok, I was living in Maine with my sister, and I was walking down the street. We had, at this time, it was like maybe 1,000 followers or something like that. Like it was her first viral video. She was just like gaining a little popularity, and I was walking down the street in my sister's neighborhood, like in like Yarmouth area, Maine, and I was just like straight chilling, and someone was driving by, and they did like a U-E, and I was startled because I was like, why are you doing that? And this lady comes up and she goes, is that Cleo Longlegs? And I was like, what are you doing? What is happening? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh, like we followed you and Tatum Talks because they're in Maine also. And she was so funny, and she had like a little dog in her front seat, And that's like the first time and almost the only time that we've been recognized in
In public, yeah.
And it was so early on, so that was like super wild to me. But yeah, I would say Cleo doesn't know. She's just a little rat baby living in the world, having a good time. Okay, next question. If Cleo and Abby went to a fancy restaurant, what would they order?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you. I didn't ask it.
Do you have an answer?
You go first.
When I think of fancy restaurant, I think of pasta. And right away I think about how, do you guys ever like give your dogs like spaghetti noodles? And they like try to eat it like any other type of food? Like they don't understand that it's spaghetti noodle? Do you know what I'm talking about? When Abby tries to eat spaghetti noodles?
Yeah,
it's very funny. She's just like smacking her mouth and like, yeah, not getting it at all. So I think that'd be pretty entertaining.
All I can think about is we had like a really short stint of doing like really horrible homemade like YouTube videos, and we did one that was like that one, like there was that commercial with the
Weinheimers.
Yeah, where they had like those people behind them like controlling their hands and feeding them. And that's all I can think about. It's just Abby at like a really nice table with human hands, just like doing a really bad job. But I don't know what they'd order, honestly. They'd eat anything, really. What's something you didn't expect from being a Silken mom? I didn't expect...
Yes.
Cleo says, let me know.
What do you want?
Just don't like it. Oh, where are you going? What's happening here?
I think she's drunk. Alright, come on. Good girl.
Cleo just exited the chat.
She wants to be on your lap.
No, don't just swear off. I guess one thing I didn't expect is that I don't know, like, people get dogs, and like some people you just like, it's a dog, and then some people you get like your soul dog. And I guess I didn't think I would get that so early, like your first dog being like that connection.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be like so in love with her. She's just like, I mean, I know a lot of you have sighthounds. I don't know who's all in here, it doesn't matter, but they're just like the goofiest, most wormy, like weirdo guys, and you just can't help but just like absolutely love them.
Yeah, I feel like if you want a dog that's like a normal dog, like a lab that does dog things, you should not get a sighthound. But if you want a dog where like you don't really understand why they do half the things that they do, then you should get a sighthound.
They're really good, but
yeah.
I don't know. They're the best. I'm super biased, but I grew up with a chocolate lab named Emma, and she was fantastic. Absolutely loved her, and she was just happy all the time, just like a really sweet dog. But Cleo is just like 100 layers of everything. Like she goes through every emotion, and you can see it on her face, and she's like so much more complex to me than other dogs, but also she's mine, so maybe it's just that I can read her.
Yeah.
I'll turn that to you as a Borzoi question, though.
What?
What's something you didn't expect from being a Borzoi dad?
I will say I did not do my research before I got Abby. I just saw a Borzoi breeds online, and then I was like, that's the dog I want. So in that regard, I didn't really know what to expect. And then I learned it all pretty quickly. I guess maybe the thing that surprises me the most, and again, I would probably have known this if I did my research, but like Abby's very skittish. So that's something that like you assume a big dog, also like a hound, you think that they would maybe be a little bit more gutsy, but like if we like the pots and pans in the sink a little bit too loud when we're cleaning them, Abby will like sprint upstairs to hide. So that's something I guess I didn't really expect.
She's a good girl. Are Silkens very vocal, barking at different sounds, etc.? She is vocal in the way, like she grumbles a lot. Like she is very vocal about telling you if she likes something or doesn't like it. She's got like that little man syndrome where like she does not like being manhandled. Like she will tell you like, hey, like stop doing what you're doing, like I'm like she just hates it.
Yeah, like you guys might have heard her just grumble.
Yeah.
She grumbles like that, like she'll let you know if she's not comfortable.
But it's never like, I don't know, she just like old man grumbles and she snaps her teeth a lot and she'll bark every once in a while, but she's not like barking at the window or barking at the mailman, like she just you know, she stands and stares like those videos I make jokes about.
Yeah.
But Abby
barks.
She doesn't bark, she boofs.
Yeah.
She is so loud and so startling.
And it's so sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that in the morning, if I stay in bed too long, she'll come to my side of the bed and like whip her head around, and she just like makes a whole fuss.
Yeah, like you've posted videos of that, and that's not like, oh, we caught a video of like the one time she did that. Like it's, if Claire sleeps in at all, Abby goes and starts nosing her and then just screams in her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Got like red finger marks on the side of my face. That's fine. Okay. What do you wish more people knew about Silkens and Borzois?
Jabba says hi. Hi, Jabba.
Where?
Here.
You have to answer.
What did you say?
Oh. What do you wish more people knew about Silkens and Borzois?
I wish more people just knew about them in general. I think that was something cool about the breeder that I got Abby from. They were very much like, we wish everybody had a Borzoi. And I think maybe, and this is me stereotyping, so I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like some breeders are a little bit more protective, and rightfully so. They're a particular breed, but I just wish more people knew about them in general, and there was just more of them in the world.
I like that.
Hi, Zero.
Okay, you do that. That's gonna be your job.
I look really good reading it sideways. I just saw myself on Twitch. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What do I wish people knew about Silkens and Borzois? Oh, Abby.
Abby's here.
Abby.
Abby's here.
I don't know.
Abby will have a treat.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I guess that they're just like giant babies, and they're super sweet, and they're not intimidating, and I feel like a lot of times people are like, if you haven't had Sighthound experience, you shouldn't get a Sighthound, and that's like one of the hardest things about getting into the community. It's like, how are you supposed to have Sighthound experience if no one will let you have a Sighthound?
Yeah.
Because I know you ran into that when you were getting Abby. A lot of breeders were like, we're sorry, but like Borzois are kind of like a harder breed to have. So like unless you've had one, like we're not gonna let you get one.
Yeah.
So you were really lucky.
Yeah.
Being able to get Abby, and then since we had Abby, saying like when we reached out to our breeder for Cleo, I was like, hey, we have a Borzoi, and that was immediately like a foot in the door. Being like, okay, like someone already trusted you and vetted you enough to give you a Borzoi.
Which was not true.
No. And then they're like, yeah, okay, like you can be considered for a Silken. But it's hard, but it's like, I don't know, it's just so silly that they think that you need to have a background, but it's more so like if you have the time and you take the time to learn about the breed and you like are really interested, I feel like a lot of people who look for a Sighthound kind of have an idea of their personalities.
Yeah, agreed.
And that they're just a lot more emotional and they need a lot of positive reinforcement. Like they don't do well with a lot of negativity.
Yeah, true. A lot of noises. Like,
yeah.
You can't like really yell at them. If you yell at them, you'll scar them. Like, okay, there was
not Cleo though.
There was true.
She's not
Cleo's
there.
unfazed. Okay, there was how much do they weigh? Somebody asked in the chat. Cleo's like 25 pounds and Abby's like 75 pounds. So Cleo's like almost exactly 1/3 of Abby. And then someone asked which of them is the bigger chewer. They're not really big chewers. Like they don't. Well, I guess when Abby was a puppy, she like literally destroyed my apartment on an actual daily basis. So she was eating Xbox controllers, sunglasses. She like stripped an entire couch, like ripped all the cushions off of my couch. I think Abby had a little bit of other things going on, and she didn't like being alone. So that was part of it. But I guess lifetime record of chewing, Abby probably beat Cleo, but they're not really big chewers. Like when we leave them home alone, very rarely we'll find like tissues chewed up, and it's like one tissue like shredded in the bathroom. It's not like we come home to like pillows torn up or anything like that.
When Cleo was a puppy, the only thing she ever chewed up consistently was my laptop charger.
Yes, we bought like 4 of them.
4 times, yeah. And I get it. I mean, it's like kind of gummy.
Yeah. It would just be the cord. The cord.
But it was just that. Like she wasn't chewing like TV cords or lamps or anything.
Yeah.
But that was her thing.
I'm rocking the desk.
What's your radio alias?
I don't understand that question.
Like, if you had a show, what would your like radio name be?
I don't know. That's tough.
See, I don't see myself in that department, but if I had a pen name for a book, this is ugly. I would have my name.
I'm really curious what you're gonna say.
Cleo Francis.
Your name is gonna be Cleo's name?
Yeah, her name's just so much cooler than mine, so I think that's what I would do. My pen name would be Cleo Francis.
Your guys' names are 2 letters apart.
And yeah, that's mine. What's yours?
I don't know.
Big D.
Yeah, I don't think that would go over well. Yeah, I'm not sure. Pass.
That's not an option. Oh, Abby's mad. What? Abby. She's okay. Oh, no. If you put on a video of howling dogs, do Abby and Cleo howl along?
Live sign is backwards. That is funny. It is backwards on Instagram. I promise it's not in real life. That's funny. See it?
I like it that way. Evil.
What?
EVIL. Evil. That checks out.
Is Cleo small enough that you can bring her on a plane? No, that is one of Claire's biggest disappointments, is that Cleo grew too big. No, that's a joke though. But yeah, no, she's too big.
I've heard that stuff is so hard because I've called airlines. I've called every airline and I was like, can I buy my dog a seat? And they're like, no, you cannot. But people have told me, they're like, yeah, you just buy another seat for your dog. That's not like a service animal or like an emotional support animal. I think that they are because I called everybody because I want to fly with her. So think of all the places Cleo could come visit everybody. Every one of you, Cleo could come visit.
Do you guys think an airline could succeed if they specialized in flying dogs? Like obviously the people too. I've tried to explain the logistics to Claire that you'd have to sacrifice so many seats for a single dog that it would never work out.
Okay, as a dog mom, I would pay an obscene amount of money to fly safely with my child. I feel like other people would agree. Other thing, there's this place in town that it's for dogs, and they have it set up with like these L-shaped booths. It's a sandwich place, super cute. So you walk in, you tag your dog like a different color. So green, you can approach them. Yellow, you have to ask. Red, don't approach.
Somebody agrees with you. They say, of course.
Yes. But then they have the booths in an L shape so the other dogs can't see each other. So you sit down in one and you're contained. And so there's like 10 dogs in this room and they can't see each other. Do that in a plane. Done.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. We should let's all band together and we'll start an airline and we can all fly.
All 18 of us guys. Somebody asked the best advice for a new Silken mom.
Do you have the Silken yet?
You've got to get a good Twitter handle. That's probably step number one.
Twitter?
Or Instagram.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Here.
Wait.
It's gone.
But they have a Silken, don't they? What's the... Oh, yeah, 0. Yeah. Best advice. I don't know.
You have a good handle.
You're having such... Yeah, 0 is like...
That's a very cute name.
That is, like, I could cry. I'm going to stalk you after this is done. Best advice? I don't know. Just, like... Really...
Somebody else also said they've heard that dogs can fly on planes. Okay, sorry for interrupting you.
Who's lying here? I need answers. I would say just enjoy it. Like, them being a puppy, I feel like I think about Cleo as a puppy, and I don't want to do that again. I would never want to do it because she was, like... so standoffish, and she didn't really care about me, and we didn't bond right away.
Yeah, has that been your guys' experiences with your Silkens? Like, Cleo wanted nothing to do with us when she was a puppy.
Yeah, but I would just say enjoy it, and, like, just give them
take lots of pictures.
Love. Yeah, I don't have, like, any videos.
I would say take lots of pictures.
Cleo as a puppy. But just lots of positive reinforcement, a lot of treats. Cleo loves treats.
Somebody asked, is Cleo back on the job market? Yes, she is actively looking at LinkedIn.
Yeah, if anyone wants to hire her, she needs treat money.
I would bring her back in here, but she might growl at me. I was also thinking of putting Abby on my lap, but she starts swinging around.
Yeah, I don't know how that would go. Okay.
Mulligan has been the easiest pup. I think he's getting less interest in us since we have Rudy. Okay, so when we got it was kind of like a juxtaposition. I don't know if I'm using that correctly. But when we got Cleo, Abby was so excited and wanted to play with Cleo so bad. And Cleo, I think, was probably a little scared of Abby because she's a giant. So she wanted nothing to do with her. And now it's kind of like reverse. Like I'd say more often than not, Cleo tries to play with Abby now, and then Abby wants nothing to do with her.
And we thought when we got Cleo that Abby wouldn't want her. And that Cleo would be so excited to be with Abby. So it was not what we were expecting.
Someone said that their dog bonded with them quickly, but they were scared of everything. That was pretty much my situation with Abby. The first night I had Abby, there was a huge thunderstorm, and I laid on brought Abby home. She was kind of didn't want anything to do with me, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, and there was a huge thunderstorm outside, and I lay down on the floor with Abby, and she slept right on top of me, and then after that, she was glued to my hip. It only took that one, I think, like you said. She got scared and was like, this is the only person around, and then after that, we were good. People would charter private jets as a group and bring their pets. We have looked into that, actually. You'd be surprised how, they're still obscenely expensive, but it's if it was your only trip in the year, you might be able to actually do it. Hi, Marie.
Marie.
I see Marie joined.
Hi. I told you not to be here. Leave. Just kidding. Love you. Why is the chat is not loading on your phone?
Probably because we have the same account up on two phones.
No, because you're Abby. We're gonna figure out a better setup for this, I swear. We're trying our best. Because it stops at, I'm not getting the chats.
I saw Cleo on TikTok and fell in love with the breed and researched a bunch, and I know for sure that I was going to have a Silken in a few years. Yes, highly recommend. Marie says hi.
Hi, Marie. Stella, oh.
That's very nice of you to say we're the best dog parents. Abby would disagree. Cleo's actually why I got Stella.
That's sweet. Well, I hope Stella is the absolute light of your life, because Cleo is mine and Silken's rock. Yeah. This is... This is so difficult. Is there a way to have it?
It is, but...
I'm going to see if I can have it on my computer, too. You keep reading them.
Okay.
Right now.
Is Cleo's breed like a greyhound energy-wise? Yeah, pretty much exactly like that. So.
No, I'd say Whippet.
Well, yeah, more like a Whippet, but they're all pretty similar, I'd say. In that they have a burst of energy, but then they can also be couch potatoes, if that's what you mean. Yes, they're similar in that way. Cleo will shoot her resume over. Someone said they might have an internship for her.
Oh. That's not very cool.
If this works, that would be really good.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be crazy? If something actually worked. Okay. Oh, log on Facebook. Yeah, absolutely.
Are Silkens the chosen guardians of the mob? That's a good question. I think Borzois, maybe.
Yes,
Marie
definitely
asked
Borzois. Yeah, get them little hats. Oh, I have to use an authentication app to get this up. Why is this so difficult?
It's alright. Abby, we have a question on Twitch. Abby does have an Instagram account. Claire gave it to me. I've posted maybe a dozen times, and that's it. You could follow it. I might post there once every few months.
Once a year.
I feel like all my posts are pretty much bangers, though. So
they are really funny. There was one you did in all Russian that still cracks me up to this day.
I think it's Abby Longer Legs.
Yes.
But again, don't expect that account to be active at all. There's too much going on, and I'm bad about it.
I still get notifications for it, and I'm like, that's on you. That's not mine. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more in here. We'll figure this out eventually. If you put on videos of howling dogs, do Abby and Cleo howl along?
They don't. Well, have they?
No. But they watch.
Yeah, that used to be something I did a lot with Abby as a puppy, and we used to do with Cleo as a puppy. We do it less now, I don't know why. But, if we put on videos of, horses running, there's this one video that's, what's it, 6 Silkens, 1 Borzoi on the beach?
That's the name of it.
That's the name of the video on YouTube. It's just playing a very specific music, and it's just, somebody just recording their dogs, and Abby and Cleo love it. We put it on, they like know the music, and they'll like just watch the screen and they like don't move. They're so excited. It's so cute.
It's the best video.
There was that one time you saw like an Instagram post or a TikTok or something of somebody showing that video to their dog, and like before they'd even panned to the screen, we knew exactly what video it was just based off the music. That was so funny.
Oh, do they love music or does it annoy them?
It's a good question.
I don't know. I don't think.
They're probably indifferent is the true answer, but I feel like they'd probably lean towards liking music.
How has Cleo and Abby's relationship changed over time?
I'd say, like I said earlier, Abby was more interested in Cleo early on, and then Cleo kind of gave her the cold shoulder, and now Abby's kind of giving her the cold shoulder. In the house, they almost kind of just, I wouldn't say they avoid each other, but they don't really care about each other. They might lay in the same room, they might not, but then as soon as we go on a walk or a dog park or anything, they go crazy and they attack each other, and they love playing outside together. Like, probably 4 times a day we let them outside, and they're like wrestling in the backyard. So inside, they just like to lay around, but outside, they're like totally best friends.
Well, yeah. Abby will cry if Cleo's touching her, though. Like, unsolicited. Abby will cry until we move Cleo.
Yes. Abby does not like to share. When I first met Claire, like, if one of us was sitting on the couch and Abby could see that the other person was about to sit next to them, she would jump up and get in between us. And even still, like, if we hug at all, Abby immediately, like, literally pushes her nose and inserts herself between us. So Abby likes to be, like, the center of attention for sure. Funniest quirk about each of them. First one that came to mind for Abby, I don't know if this is the funniest. So we have, like, our bedroom is upstairs, but we, like, live on the main floor for the most part. But Abby needs to be walked upstairs, especially for bedtime. So Abby knows the command bedtime. She'll run upstairs and go in her bed. But at some point, like 2 years ago?
I think it's last time.
A year.
Weird thing, yeah.
Now if you say bedtime, she'll wait at the bottom of the stairs until you turn the lights on, and you have to walk her up the stairs, and then she'll walk up. It's pretty cute.
I don't know about Cleo, though. Here's one. Cleo loves hiking. She loves going on adventures.
Yeah.
But she will not get in the car. I literally
that's a good one.
Pick her up, like full, place her in the car. But we've had friends babysit her, and she'll jump in their car.
Yeah.
No problem. But I apparently need to lift the queen to her chariot. Like, she will not. She pretends like she hates the car.
Like, going to a park, leaving the park, she'll stop like 6 feet away and just wait for Claire to pick her up and insert her into the car. She will not get in alone. Somebody asked on Twitch if Abby's nose does like the bendy thing where like they scratch and then their nose turns each way. Abby does do that. I don't do it often, but Abby does do that. I remember the first time I saw that and I was like, I need to try this. And then she did it and I was like, this is hilarious. Abby, so someone's talking about dogs doing the stairs on Twitch. When I first got Abby, I lived above my parents. They have a duplex. And I helped Abby up the stairs the first time I brought her in, and then the first time we went out, she just launched herself off the top of the stairs. Like, she did not understand the concept of stairs, so I was like, let's go outside, and she just jumped, and I, like, almost had a heart attack, and just, like, down the stairs, but, I mean, she was fine, thankfully. But, yeah, it took Abby a little bit, too. This person's saying their dog stops far away from the car, too.
I read a post that said Borzois are one of the dumbest dog breeds. Do you agree?
I do disagree. I think they are the dumbest dog breed, not one of the dumbest dog breeds.
Wow.
How many pounds is Abby versus Cleo? Abby's 3 times the weight of Cleo, so Abby's like 75 pounds. We thought, when we got them, that they like it would be about half the size of Abby. That was what we envisioned. And everybody like, went to get Cleo, and they're like, oh, you want to meet Cleo's dad? We're getting Cleo ready. And we met Cleo's dad, and he was the smallest Silken I had ever seen. We were immediately like...
But that's the first Silken we ever saw in person.
True, so now it might be different, yeah.
Yeah, we went to get Cleo, and it was just like Silken... We went to Ohio Classic?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just Silken overload. We got there, and they were everywhere, and we had never seen one in person, and it was just incredible. 10 out of 10 experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but we joke that Cleo forgot to grow.
Yeah, she's tiny. I've only met 2 Silkens smaller than her. She's definitely on the smaller side of a Silken. Most are a little bit taller than she is.
We might go to the Ohio Classic again. It was a good time.
You know, it's a long drive.
It is. Well, I think the problem was we did it in one go. Like, we drove there, picked up Cleo, and then turned around and went home the same day.
That's true. I mean, if we were down to like showing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. This person's, their Silken's 10 pounds heavier than her.
Oh, than Cleo? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's small. Small girl.
Do you believe owners are like their dogs? I'll let you answer that one.
Yes.
How are Abby and I similar?
Your face. You guys look exactly.
Okay, not look
I have
similar.
This picture. I wish I could show you if my phone was on. This picture of them. He's laying on the couch, Abby's behind him, and they both, their eyes are just like so bug. You don't have bug eyes, but Abby does, and they look exactly the same. But I would say you're both city girls.
Fair.
You're both fluffy.
Interesting.
I don't know. I could think of more, but I'm on the spot. Cleo and I are the same person. She is like super outgoing when it's a bunch of random people, but when she's in a room of like all Silkens, she's so stressed out, which is like so me. Like if it's like you put me in a bar at night with all these people I'll never see again, great. But you put me in a place with other people like me that I have to interact with, horrible time, awful time. Same in that regard. We both like hiking. We're both adorable and super smart and funny and hilarious and incredible.
True.
So.
True. Yeah, I would say Abby and I are both very particular.
Yes. Yeah.
We're very particular.
They're drama babies. But we love them. It's a good time. Okay, you say Rudy and Abby is a power couple, but you forget that we have a friend with a dog named Rudy, so.
That could be very factual then.
Yeah.
Statistically, she will end up with a Rudy.
Yeah. Go, Abby.
I'll try to bring Abby over here.
Good luck.
Want a treat?
What are your favorite toys at the moment? Question for Abby and Cleo. I love this question.
You want to go up?
Here. Go on.
Go on. Go girl.
She doesn't know this chair. Okay.
No. Come on.
Here. Abby's like, I got it.
Yeah.
Come on, Abby. Give me this chair. Little gamer girl. Here. Cleo. Come here. Up, up. And you see?
Good girl.
Oh, you're so pretty.
Good girl.
My co-star.
So cute.
Can you go get Cleo's pterodactyl?
Yes.
What's Abby's favorite toy? The snake.
Yes. Abby likes big toys.
One moment, please. Do we not look the same? Cleo's my twin. Look at that. Twins. Just kidding. No, I get told that though. Cleo's my screensaver at work, and one of my lead designers was looking at it, and she just started laughing, and she's like, "Did you get that dog on purpose?"
Best I could do is has.
So that looked like you. Oh, this is funny. So this toy, we did a BarkBox promo a few years back. We did the thing, and then I threw all of them in a box. This is horrible.
Into a bark box.
Into a BarkBox, and I just had it in storage. And I was cleaning, and I found them, and I took it out, and Cleo is obsessed with this thing. She loves toys that have the rope in them. We had that duck. There was that Target duck. That was a big deal for a while. Loves this. But there's a pterodactyl that she has worn down where the squeaker doesn't work anymore. Abby, her favorite toy is this giant rope snake. And at 7 p.m. every night, she'll carry it into the room, trotting around.
She's very proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 p.m. every night. It's literally like clockwork. Abby has to play. She gets the zoomies inside, and you gotta wrestle with her, and you gotta play with the snake, and you gotta do tug, and you gotta give TRs.
Abby, you're still. Okay. Next.
Good job.
How to spot a reputable breeder for Sighthounds, and is raising a long dog very difficult?
What was the first part of that?
Find a reputable breeder.
I'll skip the first part. I don't know anything. I mean, okay, I guess my answer that I didn't do again, but my answer I guess would be to do your research in terms of like joining Facebook groups, looking at what other people are saying about them, those types of things, right? And then I guess questions you could ask is one thing that I never thought about that I've heard about recently is like if they do health testing, right? Are they just like breeding dogs and then selling them, or is there some sort of health testing? Are they a little bit more careful, or are they more just kind of churning out dogs and it's better to have somebody that's actually doing health testing, those sorts of things?
And like if they're socializing them as a puppy, like there's not so much programs, but like getting them out to meet other dogs, and like there's some breeders that do personality testing and then they match you and your family based on like what you tell them and what they get, because there's some dogs that are like really shy and need a certain type of home, and there's some dogs that are more outgoing. So that's a really cool thing that some people do, making sure they're not overbreeding dogs, they're not breeding dogs that are like younger than 2. Health testing is super important. But it is a lot of like asking around, meeting other Silken owners, and like getting a good idea of where their dogs came from. Cleo's from Windhound in Ohio. Mary Childs is the main breeder lady. She's fantastic. When I first got Cleo and literally anything happened, I would immediately text her and be like, hey, like,
When Claire says literally anything happened, she was like, I think her butt flukes are getting thinner. I'm going to reach out to Mary. And I was like, do not bother this woman. And she's like sending the breeder pictures of Cleo's butt and being like, does this look normal? Don't these flukes look thin? And I was just like...
And it did, but she said it was normal since she was like a teenager and she blew her whole coat. But Windhound is great. I didn't know enough about Silkens at the time to like do as much research as I wish I had and like looked into the breeds more. But I feel like Mary's dogs are they have really good like the structure. Like they look like Silkens. Like they are very much like what a Silken should look like, and I feel like she did a really good job with that, and she really cares about her dogs. Yeah. So I liked her a lot. I would go back, but I definitely would look at other breeders too, because some have like really cool programs that I'm super impressed with and interested in. So
yeah, I got Abby from Ivanhoe, but this is already almost 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago now. But something I like that she did or that they did. They have a very large family, so Abby was around kids all the time. So Abby loves kids, which is very cute, really especially because she's so giant. Like little kids, Abby loves to play with them, lay with them. Doesn't mind like kids pulling on her fur. Like if we like run into people right on like a walk and they have little kids and they want to meet them, I never have to worry about like how Abby's gonna react. They can literally just like grab her neck and hang on her, and like Abby literally does not care. If anything, I think she probably likes it.
Cleo, on the other hand, will body slam children. Yeah. Not out of like a mean place, but more so out of enjoyment.
Did you answer these questions?
I'm getting there, but there was one I saw over here. It was what Cleo and Abby's names were beforehand, if they had names beforehand. Abby's full name is Abilene. She was from the Texas litter, and that's a place, city, town in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the dogs were named after towns or cities in Texas. So she's named after Abilene, Texas.
Why did you decide to keep her name?
Just easier. No, I don't know. I liked it.
Cleo actually had 2 names before she came our way. She was in like a drink litter. Like she was Martini was her first name. And then Mary said that she was so sweet and they loved her so much that they called her Honey Bunny as like kind of her nickname. So when I got her, she was Honey Bunny, and I still call her that as like a pet name. Yeah. It's like so cute, but it's Honey Bunny as in like Hunny. Yeah. Which is so funny. Then we did Cleo. Do Cleo or Abby have any best friends other than each other? Cleo has a ton of friends. It's popular. No. I was really lucky to meet this amazing group of individuals in Maine.
Yeah, that's true.
We called the Long Dogs Club of Portland. And her best friends, I would say, are Fia and Yumi, Oswin, Tam, but also Lula, my sister's still on. They're best friends too. But yeah, they're so sweet. And that whole group of
I'd say Abby's other best friend is my mom. Because when I got Abby, I still lived with both my parents, like I was saying. So like whenever, like for example, when I came home from work and I opened the door and Abby had taken all the food off the counter and exploded bags of chips and like just destroyed everything, and I wanted to kill her, I would just like send her downstairs to my parents' apartment below me. Like I would just open the door and be like, Abby's coming down, and Abby would go down there and like hang out with my mom, so they are very close. So yeah, Abby loves to hang out with my mom.
It's really sweet.
What happens if I click this?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I waved at that person.
Oh,
I waved at that person. I waved at that person. Okay, I got a new job. This is important. Oh no. Okay.
What is Cleo's favorite podcast? My favorite murder. Done.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Abby's favorite podcast. I mean, my favorite podcast is H3, and I guess that would be Abby's as well. Abby's probably watched a gazillion hours of it against her will, so.
Abby says call her daddy.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Is Cleo 100% Silken windhound or a magical mix? She is 100% Silken windhound.
Yeah. She is like more of like her fur isn't as long as some other Silken. So that's a pretty common question. I think you get that a lot. It's like, oh, is Cleo like mixed with something that her fur is so short?
I was told that it happens if you spay them, neuter them.
Spay them.
Spay them too early. That sometimes that like ruins the development of their coat in girls. So that might have been my bad. But at the time, if I could do it again, I would either wait or not, because I've heard a lot of mixed things about that for Silkens. But we spayed her pretty young.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
How hard was it to adopt a Silken? I have had no success here in Colorado.
It's almost like right place, right time. I guess I'll answer first, and then you can answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Claire said, it's like we saw Cleo on Facebook. Well, first Claire joined like every Silken group ever, so she knew about like every single litter that was out there. And then it was just like right place, right time, like, hey, the Ohio Classic's coming up. They just had this litter. Hey, we can be in Ohio. We're interested in this dog. Yeah, sure, let's do it. You know, just one couple phone calls or whatever, or Facebook chats, and then it was done. So it's almost like you just gotta like keep trying, and then eventually the stars will align. Like same with Abby. Like I only got Abby because I reached out to the breeder and somebody had purchased Abby, but then brought her back because I don't know, something happened. Their circumstances changed. And so then the breeder was like, oh, I have a Borzoi puppy I need to get rid of because it's already older and I have another litter coming. And like, I literally contacted them the day that they posted it, and they're like, can you come get Abby in 2 days? And I was like, yep, I'll be there. And I went and got Abby, and then that was that. So like, it's kind of luck.
But it has changed. Getting Silkens is a little bit harder now than it was when we got it. It's a little bit more regimented. I saw that too. I'll talk about that. But there's a lot more like wait lists now, and like a lot more people. You have to fill out a very long application process and like really talk about what you're looking for, because they want to match you personality wise with the right dog. So it's changed, because when we were looking for Cleo, people were just like, this puppy's available, and then I was just like, hey, like, we're interested, we have a Borzoi, blah blah blah, and they're like, yeah, let's make this happen. But I feel like it's really not that case a lot anymore. Like it's a lot more, like there's more demand obviously, and it's a little bit harder, but it is finding like a local breeder and like getting in contact and filling out applications and getting on wait lists. Like we're gonna have to do that.
What do you think are like the important things to say on a Silken application?
Truth.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like, what characteristics would you want to emphasize in yourself? It's a tough question. It's like an interview question.
Well, I helped my sister get her Silken, and I helped her write her application. And I talked a lot about the time that they would spend with their dog and how much they love being outdoors and how important their family was to them. So they got matched with like this beautiful, super sweet boy named Renly, and he absolutely loves their kids. So good with the kids. He's so great outside. Like he's their little adventure guy, and he's so cuddly and so like such a good match. So I just made sure to really talk about like their family dynamic and what they wanted, and that's kind of what they got.
Kristen's joking about Abby hiding bread in the house. Abby does love to hide bread in the house, that is for sure.
Tell them the under your pillow.
Yeah. Like I said, when I would come home from work and Abby would destroy my apartment, there was like one time that she took a loaf of bread and just ripped open the bag, and there was bread everywhere, and I cleaned it up, and I put it behind me that day, and I was like, I'm not going to be frustrated at Abby, and we moved past it, and I went to go to sleep that night, and I laid into bed and put my hands underneath my pillow, and it was just compacted, soggy bread that Abby had put in there with her nose or her mouth or whatever, and really packed it in. It was so gross, I was furious.
She was saving some for you. You what?
I'm on my calf on the Twitch screen, but it's okay.
Well, scoot in. I can turn this. We had moved this for the dogs. Boom. We did it. Okay.
Somebody brought up adopting adult Silkens. So if you really want a Silken, but you maybe don't want a puppy, that's a good option. A lot of people are retiring Silkens either as show dogs or from breeding or those types of things. I feel like that's a good avenue if you're interested in an adult dog.
Was that in Minnesota though? I don't remember where that was, but it's on, if you're looking, it's on the Silken Windhound Facebook page, one of them. It's either the Society or Experience.
Yeah.
Or the Minnesota one.
I don't remember.
But there are a few getting retired.
Do the dogs have any treats or food that they hate?
Cleo will eat literally anything. Anything.
Yeah, Claire has a gift of just when I give Abby medicine, we've started giving Abby medicine for her joints because she's just getting older and we want to be preventative. I have to cake it in peanut butter to get her to take it, and Claire is just good enough that she can just be like, here you go, and Abby's just convinced oh, this is a treat, and then she just takes it. No questions asked. When are you getting another Silken? That is a good question. We were actually just talking about that last night. Not for a while, is the short answer.
This is horrible. What if I put this here?
Well, that's a very good idea.
Did I just plot twist this?
I think you did.
Not plot twist, I don't know what the word is. If we were to get, oh no, that's too long. If we were to get another dog, it would be a Borzoi next. Because we kind of, I'm a Silken girl and he's a Borzoi guy, and we were gonna take turns.
Yeah. Yes, our Silken, Cleo, does make weird grumble noises.
She does.
Yeah. Especially if she's sleeping. If she's sleeping and she sleeps in bed with us, and if you adjust, she grumbles at you. Try not to take it personally. How much exercise a day do the Silkens need? They obviously seem very active. Go ahead.
Oh. They, as long as you get them a chance to really run and be outside and stretch their legs and get their muscles moving, Cleo will sleep all day.
Yeah.
When she was younger, I think we did a lot more, and that worked really well to tire her out. But now it's like a really long walk or a good amount of time outside or playing or some sort of mental stimulation, really not that much, and she'll just sleep a lot. Yeah,
we have a fenced-in yard, which we did not have when we first got this house, but we put it in, and I think that's huge. I think if you're gonna get a Sighthound, a fenced-in yard is big. Even our yard's not large, but they just have somewhere they can do zoomies and run in circles and wrestle with each other and burn off energy. Because they're pretty active dogs. They gotta stretch their legs at least once a day. So. This is a good idea with this.
Yeah, but I have to figure out a phone way or having an Instagram chat on my computer.
Thank you guys for being patient with us while we figure this out.
First timers. Good to know. Thank you for answering, of course.
Yeah, of course. You also said our dogs are gorgeous, and I appreciate that. They appreciate it, I should say.
They're worms.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else? Should I start asking you questions?
If you have questions for me.
Do you... Not saying that anyone should do this ever, because you want your dog based on personality.
This is going well.
Yeah. But if your next Borzoi, do you have a color preference?
No, not really. Yeah, I guess I'll say when I remember when I contacted the breeder and she's like, oh, the situation I just described, Abby's available. I saw Abby and I was like, it's not really the color I wanted, but I guess. And I love her coloring and everybody compliments it, and so I wouldn't think about that much at all. Yeah, I don't think either way. I guess I wouldn't want one that looks exactly like Abby, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. Here's me. This is me now. I really wanted, I mean, I'm still interested in like a light gray. Like that, is it chinchilla? That is beautiful. Like absolutely, there's a few dogs that I am absolutely obsessed with. They're just stunning. Like they really don't look like real dogs. Real Silkens. And I would love that, but I'm down for anything. I would never get another tan one though, because that's Cleo, and Cleo will never be, she's gonna live forever, so I won't have to get a replacement anyway, but.
Do you remember the first Silken you saw?
I remember at Ohio Classic, a lady opening her van, and then just
I kind of remember
funneling
that
out
too.
of the van.
Yeah.
And when we picked up Cleo, they were making jokes about how, like, they're like, when you get one, you always want two. I should just take two now. Like, there's some here, take two. And they were like, oh, stick around. And we were like, like, we have this little, like, rat worm thing. And we were just panicking. So we left right away because we were panicking. But
so they know Silken with chinchilla short hair Silken.
Stop. I know. So pretty. Is she available? Just kidding.
Yeah, we are just kidding.
Yeah. What else? Do you have any name ideas?
Do I? You probably know better than I do.
I have a whole list of names.
Claire does have a list of names.
I will not speak them out loud.
No, I don't have. I think you agree with this. Even though you have a list of names, it's like you don't know until you meet the dog.
Yeah.
I guess like maybe that's why I kept Abby's name, or why I didn't change it. Is it made sense after I met her. I was like, oh yeah, this is Abilene. Like it fit her perfectly.
When I was picking Cleo's name, I had a whole list, and I just felt like none of them were good. And I was like, oh, when I meet her, I'll know. But I still wanted to have an idea. And I remember I was in college, and I was in the library, and I was looking up like girl names, and I was scrolling, and then I saw Cleo, and I was like, that's her name. I'm like, in my head, I was like, I have to see her, but I saw that name, and I was like, that's her name, that's done. And I was so excited. And, like, no one could talk me off that. Like, I was like, her name's Cleo, it's done.
A lot of people call her Chloe, though.
Yes.
It's like something in people's brains. It's very interesting.
I do it. I don't do it now, but when we first got her,
we would do it.
We would slip up and call her Chloe.
Yeah.
My dad does it sometimes, which I think is funny.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah.
And people usually catch themselves, too.
But yeah, I took her to work the other day, and I was like, this is Cleo. And, like, a couple of my coworkers, they were like, oh, Chloe's so cute. And I was like, yeah.
Gotta wave at these people.
But I have a whole, if I could, one of my sisters asked how many noodle worms I would want at a time if I could. Here's the, picture this. We're in Maine. We're on Little John Island. We have a beautiful house with a huge beach property, and there's just a pack of Silkens.
Yeah.
Just at least 6, maybe, running around, and then there's one Abby in the middle.
Yeah.
That would be good. I could have so many, but I think Cleo and Abby are like one-person dogs.
It's hard to imagine us with other dogs.
Yeah, like I don't think Cleo is gonna love when we get another dog if I am paying more attention to the puppy.
Yeah.
But I don't like if it's both of ours and stuff, and I feel like Abby loves puppies, so it would be really like she would pay a lot of attention, and it might just be fun. They might just like really enjoy playing with each other, but I worry about Cleo being sad. She loves being the baby.
She does.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Abby wishes she was an only child a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, if we take Abby somewhere, which this is not very often, we take them separate. But like for example, if I would take Abby somewhere and then Cleo and Claire stay home, Cleo like cries and barks at the window, and it's so sad. If we take Cleo somewhere and leave Abby home alone, so if it's the reverse scenario, Abby's happy as a clam. Abby's like, oh, I'm the only dog again. She's like playing with me, and she's
Mulligan is from the same breeder as Absinthe?
How old is Miss Abby? Abby's going to be 7 on January 31st. So it's coming up.
Yeah, she's old.
Yeah.
She's a cap.
Poor Abby.
Yeah, I cried about that the other day. I was making the 2022 year in review video.
Yeah.
And there it is, just them running around, and I have a few videos like that of just like really sad music, and it's Cleo and Abby running around being all cute together growing up. And I was like, in a couple of years, I'm gonna watch these videos and I'm just gonna be sobbing, like, absolutely destroyed. It's just so wild because when I met Abby was what, 2?
Yeah.
And at the time, I thought she was so much older because
she's bigger, and
yeah. And now time has passed. So I always thought she was an old lady. Even
Yeah.
that too. Yeah. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
What?
Oh, I guess we can mess around with this later. I'm looking at the Twitch options. I'm glad this computer can survive Twitch, at least. The camera sucks. But
I think Instagram looks so much better.
oh, 100%. What's the camera? It's the camera.
Get 2 phones. Okay. Well, I feel like we answered most of the questions that were sent.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it? Call
I
it a
think
day
so.
At a nice
That person said they love watching your videos.
an hour. Oh, thank you.
Claire spends lots of time on them, so she definitely appreciates that.
Yeah.
It's an art.
It's a hobby. But I love it. I love making them. They make me really happy. And they make me laugh. I remember the first time, or the very first video I made on TikTok was so bad. I downloaded the app. Dom was like playing a video game or something in the office. And I was alone in the living room on the couch. Cleo was not around. Cleo was in the live. It was just a video of Abby.
Yep, yeah, it was before Cleo.
And it took me a really long time to make because I had never used TikTok before. And it was a video I had of her at the dog park, and my friend and her dog had just come in, and Abby was running so fast down the hill, she ran over the dog, like had to jump over that dog. So I like made this video, and I found like the effect to like boomerang it. So it was like Abby jumping back and forth over this dog. And I was just cracking up. Like I was just laughing my ass off in the living room. And I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that and me being like, that's an amazing video. And literally, it's like nothing.
I had an iPhone 5S.
Yeah.
It was horrible quality, and I just thought it was the funniest thing that was ever made. And after that, I just like kept making like these really trash videos, just like home videos, really poor quality, but they just made me laugh.
Okay, wait, one more story. So, that same vein, so Claire was like making videos and she really liked it, and obviously it didn't really have a following. And then you took one video of giving the dogs tortilla shells as treats, and she took the video and then just put like some song on TikTok called like Taco Time over it. Did not edit it at all. Spent 5 minutes on it. Where the other videos she spent like an hour editing it.
Yeah.
And then like I made the joke, like, oh, what if that blows up and like gets a bunch of views? And I mean, it didn't blow up, but it got like over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Your other videos were getting like 30, and we were like, we don't understand TikTok at all.
No, still don't. But yeah, that was fun.
I have no idea where to get pets, breeds, responsibility, rescue, any advice. Yeah, if you're really interested in getting a Silken and you're doing your research, I guess Claire, I'll let you answer too, but it's like getting involved in like the Facebook groups and like looking for the breeders on Instagram and following their pages and looking at their websites and those sorts of things. Like getting involved in the community is like the best way. I feel like once people start seeing you in those groups, asking questions, and you're contacting, like even there's probably scenarios where you reach out to a breeder and they're like, oh, sorry, I don't have a dog for you, but I know this other breeder who has a dog, right? So like you just kind of build that network, and then soon enough it happens.
Yeah, and if you join those groups and you just do like an introduction, like, hi, this is who I am, this is where I live, this is what I'm looking for, people will point you in the right direction. You will not find Silkens and rescues because a lot of breeders have a contract that if you can no longer care for a Silken, they'll go back to the breeder. Like that's one of the really amazing things about the community is we all really, really care about the dogs. And we really don't want them to end up in rescues. We want to make sure they're placed in good homes and they're really taken care of. So you won't really find them, but there are a lot of whippets, there are a lot of greyhounds, and they're just as hilarious, just as sweet.
Especially whippets and Silkens are like, you know, two sides of the same coin.
Just
so
one's hairy.
Yeah.
But they're like really consider that maybe looking into a rescue sighthound.
Yeah.
Because they're lovely, absolutely lovely dogs as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we wrap it.
We wrap. We call it a day.
I don't know how to end it. I think this is just what we have to do with the rest of our lives.
Well, I know how to end the Instagram one. I don't know how to end this one, but
Probably through OBS. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks for dealing with us. We tried our best.
Adios. Thank you.